Bitcoin trading up over 200% since the beginning of the year, with investors continuing to monitor Facebook's move into the market, with Libra already facing some early regulation scrutiny. But how much is crypto filling the void left by the traditional financial sector? Joining us now, CoinList's co-founder and president, Andy Bromberg. Andy, thanks for joining us today. When we talk about regulation filling the void, this was really interesting to read that there's been comparisons to what we've seen this week, the big layoffs at Deutsche Bank, thinking that maybe this could benefit cryptocurrencies in some ways. How does that play out?
I think you're absolutely right. I think what we're seeing here is that existing financial systems are struggling a little bit and going through these booms and busts, and crypto may be counter-cyclical there. So what we're seeing is this Bitcoin run-up and broader cryptocurrency run-up, while the larger financial sector is having some issues. I think that's indicative of what we're going to see moving forward as Bitcoin becomes more and more anti-correlated with the existing financial systems. That's a really exciting concept, to have crypto as a hedge against broader economic downturns.
But Andy, we've been talking all week about some of the regulations, even with a cryptocurrency like Libra, if you want to call it a cryptocurrency. So how does it get there? We're still, feels like a very long way off.
I agree with you. It feels like we're a long way out, and the lead in here was right that space may be the next internet, Bitcoin and blockchain may be the next internet too, but that means that it's at its earliest stages, and regulation is unclear right now. There's a lot of questions up in the air. Just yesterday, the SEC and FINRA released a joint statement detailing some of the open questions they have around cryptocurrency, and that's a big step forward that they're willing to say these are the open questions, but all of those questions need to be resolved before we really get to a place of finality here on the regulations around cryptocurrency.
Andy, I want to go back to this idea of crypto and Bitcoin as a hedge against other asset classes. How much has that contributed to the run-up we've seen recently in the prices of Bitcoin and some of these other cryptocurrencies? And how does that play out as you get more coins that are asset-backed that are being seen as utilities, for example?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think, again, we're in the early days of this asset, and so that means that we see big booms and big busts, and a lot of that is driven by the narrative around the space. So when we start to see momentum like we did in the past month or so around Bitcoin, it starts to drive up more and more as more interest pours in. I think as the space matures, as we see more asset-backed tokens, like you said, we'll start to see that even out a little bit, and we'll start to see assets within the crypto space become uncorrelated from each other. Right now, the crypto space is highly correlated. We see Bitcoin rise at the same time, Ethereum and most other tokens do, and fall at the same time. And I think that uncorrelation, where these different assets start to rise and fall on their merits, will be really interesting as that starts to happen in the next couple of years.